Hey everyone, it's Matt here. I have a tournament coming up on August 13th called the Sasquatch Open, and it's at the VIRA, Vicksburg Recreational Disc Golf Course. So I thought I'd show you guys my practice round, and I'd show you what I'm trying to do over here getting ready to take home another W. Now everybody, once we get our stretches out, once we get our putts in, we're ready to get started. So I'm excited to have you guys along for this, well, chance and opportunity to show you what disc golf is all about. So here's hole one, 527 feet, par 4. Basically what you want to do is you want to start off just going on a big hyzer with your backhand out here because the hole eventually goes left. Now, I landed about in the middle. I still have about 200 to 250 feet, so I'm just going to try and put my Discraft Buzz up close. I get kind of close, about 50 feet, can't quite get the putt, but it's a par 4, so I take a 4, not a big deal. Move on to hole 2, 592 feet, par 3. Pretty much with this one, you need to get about 300 to 350 feet dead straight up the center. I wasn't quite able to do it, but that's okay. Now I'm going to put in an Anheuser flick shot, trying to get myself back into a good position to get a par. Unfortunately, I came in a little bit early, so I'm going to try and make this upshot with my Buzz from about 150 feet. I get kind of close, but yeah, left myself a bit of a tester. I was able to make it. Oh yeah. Feeling pretty good, but I'll take a bogey. It's a hard hole. Moving on to hole 3, 220 feet, par 3. This one's straight, then a little bit at the left at the end. So I'm going to take my Discraft Raptor. Just give it a nice backhand throw. Hope the skip takes me up close to the basket. It does. It was pretty much an ace run. Able to knock down this 15 to 20 foot putt. Do a little bit of turbo there at the end. Moving on to hole 4, 311 feet, par 3. This one, you pretty much just want to play straight. I kind of put a little bit of a left to right on it, depending on how good of a thrower you are. This one, unfortunately, came in a little bit early. I think I hit a tree. Got about another 140 feet or so to try and make this one up there. Put a little bit on it, but really was just trying to get this one to sit in place because I wanted to run that one out. Yeah, easy par. So I'm happy that that one happened. All right, moving on now to hole 5, 275 feet. Again, straight, but I'm going to run the left side with my Raptor. The goal here is to hit early and then skip, and I was able to execute that almost perfectly, except it came in a little bit early, left me about 35 feet, and I wasn't able to make that putt. I definitely wanted that one back. Moving into hole 6, 343 feet, par 3. This one is really tricky. I still can't quite figure out how to get off the tee. Mainly because about 280 feet in, you have a massive mound. Actually, about 300 feet, you have a massive mound that guards the basket. Anybody who's ever played in the woods knows this position right here means I need to get out of jail. Thankfully, I was able to take a little bit of an opening and make something out of it, but yeah, left me short. Couldn't quite make the putt because I couldn't see the basket, even though I got close. Taking a bogey. Okay, guys, hole 7, 361 feet. Par 3, I'm at +1 now. The whole deal here is you're going to go straight for a very long time, about 350 feet, and you're going to fade left. My backhand's not strong enough to hold that line, so I just take my sidearm, get myself up there, get myself a nice little 100-foot upshot like this. Boom. Problem is the basket is actually surrounded by a bunch of wood, and you can fall away pretty quick. I was able to take home that par. Hole 8, 312 feet. Par 3. This one is difficult because you can't really see the basket at all. It's completely blind. So you just have to take a high hyzer with your sidearm left or right and get up there. Unfortunately, I hit a tree early, but put myself in a position to get an easy par here, even though I really wanted the birdie. So I gave it a little bit of extra, but as you guys can't see, it just landed right at the base of the basket. Easy par. Moving on to hole 9, 444 feet, par 3. This one goes dead straight the whole way, but the problem is if you hit early on the left, if you come in early on the right, you are in just like the worst place ever, and it's really hard to get an upshot. As you guys can maybe see here, oh, I love that Buzz OS. Oh, so perfect. As you guys can see, the basket is elevated, so a little bit extra difficulty there, but got the par. Hole 10, 403 feet. I think it's one of the most difficult holes out here. It's crazy. You basically need to get right through this opening, and you need to stay in the fairway. You cannot get off left. You cannot get off right. You cannot hit early. If you do, it's a guaranteed bogey, and you'll see why here in a second. This upshot was really difficult because I needed it to sit down, but I needed it to carry a long way. Thankfully, it did what it needed to do, but now I have about a 35 to 45 foot putt. Able to make it work though. Got myself that par. If I went past this, there is an out of bounds directly past the basket, so yeah, it can be kind of scary. Hole 11, 419 feet. This one is, again, straight. You need to go about 300 feet dead straight to get to the opening and give yourself a chance to go ahead and get up here. I had to use everything in my power to get that disc to do exactly what it needed to do, and that buzz jawbreaker plastic. Oh, it's so perfect. Moving on to hole 12 now, 680 feet, par 4. Yeah, back to par 4. I just took my nuke and I just let her rip. Pretty much just needed to stay in the middle of the fairway because this is what happens. It closes in. It goes from a fairway hole to a wood hole. Then I take my other Discraft nuke. This one's not quite as overstable, and I just, again, get it right up the gut. Now I'm sitting here realizing, okay, I got an easy par. Take the Luna. Just go ahead and give it a run. I'm about 75 to 80 feet out. And that's got to be one of the best putts that I have made all year. So that is a birdie, bringing me back to even. Hole 13, 170 feet. This one is just a straight to the right. It is a four-hander's dream. So you just need to get it high. You need to make sure that you don't overthrow it. And you have a good chance of getting past all the trees and skipping up there. I gave myself about a 35-footer. Almost came out the back, but I made it for that birdie, putting me at -1. Hole 14, 286 feet, water hole. You have to get this disc about 280 feet over. Yep, or you're going to hit this berm, which is pretty much what I did. I hit this big pile of trees, leaving myself about a 55-footer obstructed putt. I need to Anheuser this to get around. And again, I would probably say this is probably one of the best putts I've ever made in my life. Yeah, this is amazing. If you miss the basket and go about 10 more feet, you actually can roll into water and go OB. Hole 15, 328 feet. I am now at -2. Par 3. This one is just straight and then to the left, but you have a narrow fairway to begin with, and you have to run this because the basket actually goes downhill and is covered by a bunch of guardians. I skipped a little bit early, left myself about 45-footer. Unfortunately, missed that putt. Really wanted that one back too. Now I've got about a 20-footer, maybe 15-footer uphill. So we go ahead and take that down. All right, hole 16, still at -2, 322 feet. This one is tricky. It is not an easy hole, even though it's not that long. So I take my Raptor. I put it about 200 feet up straight. Just want to stay in the fairway. Either side of off the fairway is just terrible. Now I take my Buzz OS and I just put an Anheuser flick up high, run the basket, came in about a foot or two early, making that an easy par. Hole 17, 326 feet. This one is tricky. You have to run basically this 300 plus feet or you are going to end up right. And the right side is a pond. If you end up in the pond, it's OB. Put myself about 40 or 45 feet away. Pond is on the right. Let's see if I can make it. Come on, guys. You know I made that. All right, so now I'm at -3. Hole 18, 357 feet. This one is dead straight, but it goes downhill, but has a bunch of guardians about 280 feet out. I take my nuke. I flex this thing hard, hoping for the ace run. And guess what, guys? I did take the ace run. I just came in a few feet early, so now I left myself about a 20 to 25-footer for birdie. And I gotta say, guys, it's one of the best rounds I've shot all year. VIRA longs, -4, 100% C1 putting, 67% C2. Thanks for being here on my journey, guys.